Hey, it's your boy Mark coming at you once again. This time I'll be doing part 2 of how to control your anger. Before I do that, man, I ask that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like and share the video. And also, man, tell your friends, man, so they can share the video. And comment below, man, if you got any anger issues, you ever had an experience of being angry. Comment below. Let me know how you deal with your anger, any coping methods you may have. Let me know in the comment section. With no further ado, let's get into it. In the first video, part 1 of how do you control your anger, I spoke about 3 main things. Triggers. I identify triggers as being anything that gets you angry. It's important for you to know what makes you angry in the first place. The second thing that I spoke about was cues. Cues are physical signs that your body is trying to warn you and let you know that you're getting angry. It's an opportunity for you to be like, chill. So the goal is for you to do something, not for nobody else to do anything. It ain't to scare somebody off. It's for you to do something. And the third one was anger reducers. Now that your body done told you, now you need to come up with several reducers, man. And this ain't no one size fit all. So you got to come up with your own reducers, man. Whether you tell yourself it ain't worth it, whatever it is that you do, make sure you have them stored for when you do get angry, you're able to use some of these many reducers that you come up with, right, to deal with this anger. Those was the first 3 that I spoke about in part 1. In this video, I will also discuss 3 main steps to take when dealing with your anger. So you done apply your reducer. Now, the next step, which would actually be step 4, remind yourself. You got to have a number of reminders to go with your reducers. So you remind yourself, first of all, if you got a goal, that can be a reminder. Nah, I don't want to do this because it's going to mess me up from reaching my goals. Because we understand, or we should at least understand, that there are consequences in life. So let's just hypothetically say, because I hear this a lot. People say they don't like being disrespected. Okay. We got to be more specific in that, but let's just go with that for right now. You don't like being disrespected. So let's say you're in the McDonald's line and you're kind of in a rush, but somebody hops in front of you. What do? Man, let me know in the comment section what you would do if somebody jumps in front of you in the McDonald's line, and this is on a day that you're really in a rush. Let's say you be respectful. Hey, man, you ain't see us here waiting? That's an option. That's a thing. That's a respectful thing to do. Hey, man, come on, man. You know we was here. The problem is, or the issue can be, that person's response. Man, F you, man. Yeah, I got in front of you. What? What you gonna do? Now you just put yourself in a situation. You got to make a decision at that moment. Because now you don't like disrespect, right? And now he talking crazy and he already violated by getting in front of you. Me, knowing me, to prevent me being in a bad situation, I got 2 choices. Sometimes I would say something. Sometimes I won't, because I don't want to take it there. Not for that. That ain't major enough for me to take it there. So he turned around. Yeah, I jumped in front. What? You got that, man. My fault for even saying something to you. So you got to have a reminder. And what I remind myself is it ain't worth it. I got too much going on. I got a daughter that I need to be responsible for. I got a family, wife, brothers and sisters, my mom, my dad. I think about them. I don't want them. If I can prevent it, I'm going to do all I can to keep my loved ones from getting that call. Hey, we need you down here to identify the body. Because I didn't like disrespect. I didn't know he had that thing on the hip side. So when he said that, and I'd be like, come on, you being disrespectful, man. F you. And then we escalated. And he pulled out the firearm and shoot me. Or even worse, we get in a tussle. I end up taking the firearm from him and end up killing him. It was not worth it. Not to me. So I got to always remind myself that it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. So you got to remind yourself and come up with things that you can tell yourself. There's got to be real stuff. It can't be nothing fake, because when you in the heat of the moment, if it ain't real, it ain't going to mean nothing. You got to really be talking to yourself, man. You got to really remind yourself why it ain't worth it. Hold your anger, man. Self-regulate. Because when we cannot regulate ourselves, there are systems in place, and as others will end up having to regulate us. So to make it easier in life for me or for us, regulate yourself, man. Let them have that. Remind yourself that it ain't worth it. Your life is more valuable than that. But it's the principle. I know about the principle and all that, man. But I got things bigger than me. First of all, my daughter is counting on me to be there for her, to protect her, to guide and direct her. So those are some of the things that I remind myself about. On the same note, which would be the fifth step, would be thinking ahead. It ain't just about now. You can throw it all away now, throw everything away right now, and regret it for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years that you cannot get back. So while you're able to think before that, you think before that. You think ahead. And you think about your consequences. Short-term consequences. If I hit this guy and do knock him out, he fall and hit his head. Now I'm going to court trying to explain why I injured, hurt, or even killed this individual. Think about that's your short-term consequence, because that's going to be immediately. Long-term is I may knock him out. He may be laid out. I knock you out. Told you, you better chill. He come back and catch me, right, later on. Or he go to the police, and now I'm wanted for an assault or another charge. Those are long-term consequences. One thing I'm learning, which I didn't know as I was younger, I didn't care to know, you cannot answer all of your problems through violence. Actually, you cannot answer most of your problems through violence. It ain't gonna matter, because you're gonna get some pushback in most cases. If you always use the violence, what, man? Now he gonna be like, well, what? What? And there y'all go in the what. and y'all got to fight. Boom, because nobody's going to back down. Think about your long term. When you thinking ahead, always think ahead, man. When I get up in the morning, I try to plan my day out as I'm putting on my clothes. Man, I gotta go to work. I just dealt with this situation yesterday. Hope I ain't got to deal with it today. And the whole time I'm praying, please God, give me the ascent, give me a right state of mind, and give me the words to and walk me through, and God allow me to maneuver through any problems for that day. So in thinking ahead, man, you gotta really think ahead. You cannot play with this. This is real stuff, because when you angry, when we get angry, man, this is how it go. We go from agitation to anger, and then we escalate, man, and we almost, or we are at the point of rage. Agitated, somebody triggered you, you get mad, boom, you get angry. Now you go all the way to rage. And one thing that happens while you're in the state of rage is you are not thinking clearly at that moment. And it's almost as if you have blacked out, because people come up, yo, man, chill, man. Nah, man. And the person you saying that for, your homie, he's pushing you because he enraged. Nah, I got it. All he sees is red and his target. We cannot just let anger control our lives like that, because when it's all said and done and the smoke clear, we look around, most likely we're going to say it wasn't worth it. But at that point, man, we're going to have 10, 15 years that we got to do because of the consequences. So we got to consider our consequences. We got to think ahead. We got to make some grown folks decisions. Right? And this don't happen overnight. It's going to take practice. But practice makes perfect. Let me say it like this. Perfect practice makes perfect. So the more we do it, the better we get at it. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to humble ourselves. Those are the things that it's going to take, man, to be successful, to deal with your anger. Honesty. Let's go to the 6th step, man. The very last step is self-evaluation. So as you went through this episode, there's 2 parts to that. One part deal with self-coaching, and the other part deal with self-rewarding. So if you review an incident that you look back on an incident that you went through, and you be like, oh, I could have did this a little bit better. I probably shouldn't have did this. I probably shouldn't have said that. Then you'll need some self-coaching. Just talk to yourself, man. Once you know better, then you start doing better. Talk to yourself. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, man. I was wrong, man. I could have prevented this, or I could have prevented that. Talk to yourself, man. Be real with yourself. Look deep inside you and admit, yeah, Mark, I was wrong. My bad. And it's just you and you talking, man. Just being real with yourself. If you've done everything that you were supposed to, or it don't even have to be perfect, but you did a little bit better than you did last time, pat yourself on the back. Self-rewarding. Mark, you usually been to cuss somebody out, or you usually been to hit somebody, or you may have even pulled the pistol out back in the day, but now you have not done that. That's the time that you give yourself reward. Good job. But still, you always coaching yourself on how to make improvements on dealing with those type situations or any situation. Now, thank you again, man. If you're not done it already, man, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like and share this video, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts, man. Thank you in advance for watching. If you have questions, ask me in the comment, man. I hope y'all learned something. Until next time, man, peace.